All right, guys, how's it going? So I am back with today's Spanish football dailies for you. Since yesterday, I've been looking forward to seeing what was in them. What we was, managing to secure an agreement with Juventus for Chiesa. I know we've got a medical to go and all that, right? But squeaky bum. But they've been banging on about Chiesa for quite some time prior to Liverpool's interest. And obviously, they were powerless to sign him because of this mess they're in with financial fair play. They're trying to get this night deal through, which we're going to be talking about in a moment. And if they could get that night deal through this week, they could then do further business before the deadline, right? We've been talking about that all week if you've been watching these videos. But because Liverpool have managed to, secure the player provisionally, obviously he's got the medical and all that. I was like thinking, oh yeah, this one in particular, Sport, the Catalan one, the pro Barca paper, they'll have a lot to say about it. Do you know what I mean? So I've been like giggling, like, because honestly I've been waiting to see how they deal with it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what was it? Do you know what they said? Do you know? You don't know what they said, do you? Obviously, but do you know what they said? And do you know what they said? And what they said? Absolutely fucking nothing. It's like he never existed in the first place. It's hilarious. I mean, honestly, I was like waiting to see this one saying, it couldn't go ahead because of the financial problems and the rules and regulations and all that. Or maybe even like, no, they come up with another alternative and all that. But no, not a fucking mention in any of these papers. And that one, do you know what I mean? The Barca one, you think it'd be in there. Nothing. And then in each of these papers as well, they have a section on, international football, like England and stuff like that. Premier League, nothing about Liverpool and that play, which I found very funny. So what I can tell you, let's see what we've got. Here we go. There's a couple of things I want to show you in this one. I'm going to miss getting these papers when the window closes. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, when the window closes, people are not going to be interested in what's in these. But there is still stuff that crops up. Like, I want to keep an eye on Zubimendi. What's going to happen with Cubo? And how's Fernando Torres going to continue doing as the reserve team boss at Atletico and things like that? Aspas we've spoke about, haven't we? Today we're going to be talking about Nabil Fekir. Do you remember him? Right, so what we've got here, can you see that one? That one there. La Liga already has the agreement between Nike and Barcelona. However, it's not going to go through in time, so they are not going to be able to launch a bid for Luis Diaz this week. All right, I don't think many people expected that. Maybe some Liverpool fans, me included, have still been wondering, like if they get this night deal signed off this week, which they've been desperately trying to do, maybe they would come in for Luis Diaz because they really like him. 2 weeks ago, you remember the two-page spread, the president, the sporting director at Barcelona, they want Luis Diaz. Sorry, I kicked the tripod. And, they've been informing La Liga that, the deal was imminent. Basically, they've got a 4-year deal remaining with Nike, but they were renegotiating, trying to extend it for 10 years, get the cash in. That would sort out this 1-1 finance rule thing. But they're not going to be able to do it in time. The deal's going to go through, but it's not going to go through in time. They will not be able to make a move for Luis Diaz. Now, technically, they could make a deal for Luis Diaz if an individual, like a director, made a pledge commitment, but they ain't going to do that for 70 million euros. Right? Do you know what I mean? So without that Nike money, I think it's safe to say that Luis Diaz stays at Liverpool. And I'm glad, personally. I seen him the other day in the last game, and I was watching him play, and I was like, I'm so glad he hasn't gone. Maybe, that they will revisit that next year. That's something that we'll have to bear in mind. But we don't want to be losing anyone, I don't think. Now, the negotiation with Nike is very advanced to the point that it can be said there is an agreement between the two parties. The idea at Barcelona is to use this preliminary agreement to close some operations before the transfer market closes this Friday. And the club had communicated that to La Liga, as we told you earlier in the week. However, the agreement is close but will not be finalised before tomorrow, Friday. So they do expect La Liga to accept documents specifying the magnitude of the future contract with Nike, allowing them to return to the 1-1 rule to finalise some things. But basically, they're saying that, they're fucked, basically, I think. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of the Nike contract. I'm sure you're not interested. We've discussed it before. Basically, I can't see how they could possibly come for Luis Diaz now. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you, which isn't really anything to, well, it's nothing to do with Liverpool, but it is to do with Barcelona. Can you see this here? Look, there, look. I know you won't be able to make head nor tail of that. But what this says here is the wife of a former referee, basically, is investigated for money laundering. Investigating a payment of 7.5 million euros. Hang on, let me get to the summary of this. I did get a summary of it for you. So it's Ana Paula Rufus Lopez, wife of former referee Enriquez Negreira, is being investigated for money laundering. A report revealed that 3 million euros passed through her accounts, with the origin of these funds appearing unjustified. Right now, basically, what it says in the full article is that there's been a payment of 7.5 million euros over 17 years, between 2001 and 2018 by FC Barcelona. So basically, this is to do with Barcelona paying money, allegedly, or maybe that's proven, I don't know, but I'm just going to say allegedly, maybe via the wife to the referee's wife. I think you might have heard of this previously. I remember this from last year. I did get this article up early when I was in the cafe. Back in September last year, Barcelona charged with bribery for referee payments. Club allegedly paid 7.7 million to a top referee over 20 years. And what's in the paper today is that they've found this money trail through the wife. So I just thought I'd mention it to you because, you know, I don't know. Maybe there hasn't been much coverage of that in the UK. Maybe you don't care, but it just shows you how fucking dodgy some of these fuckers are. Allegedly, I mean, you know. Anyway, right, what else have I got for you? Bear with me. So, Luis Diaz, I think you'll be happy about that, right? What's this one? Okay. This one, I think it was here. Yes, here. And obviously, we know what's happening with Bacetic now, but there is a bit here at the bottom about him, but saying that they missed out on him. Again, it's just to do with Barcelona. This isn't a Barcelona channel, so I'm not really sure that you're that bothered about it. The only reason I picked it out was because the headline says Barca seeks low-cost pivot, trying to afford to sign an affordable or loan midfielder to fill the position of the injured Bernal. You remember that he got injured, and obviously one of those players that they looked at was Bacetic. Where is it? There. Barcelona's attempt to sign Liverpool's Stefan Bacetic on loan fell through due to financial fair play issues. Okay, so that's just something we can skip through. Next, that was the match fixing. Not match fixing. Well, maybe it is match fixing. Referee's been paid money for something. Bear with me, please. There's nothing to do with Liverpool now, so if you want to log off, I don't even know if there's anything to do with Liverpool anyway. But I guess the fact that they didn't sign that deal with Nike does have a bearing on things, because if they had done, they would have been able to do that loan, and also Luis Diaz might be on his way. They might have made a cheeky bid. Now, you know what I'm like, guys. I think it's this one. Nabil Fekir. Where is he? Where's that Fekir? I don't even know if I can be arsed now, to be honest. How are you doing? You all right? It's bloody hot, you know. It's cloudy today, but there he is. It's cloudy. It's cooler outside, but it's very hot in here. Okay, so Nabil Fekir. Do you remember that Fekir? Do you remember that just shows you how transfers can fall through and things? Because you remember he did all this the unveiling stuff with Liverpool Football Club. Pictures of him in that Liverpool kit. How embarrassing, really. Fekir leaves, basically. I can tell you more about it. I'm not going to read the article to you, but what I am going to do is open this browser just in case you are interested. But basically, Nabil Fekir is closing in on a move to the United Arab Emirates. He's 31 now. is the French midfielder. He's moving to Al Jazeera. We've chosen him as their new major signing. His contract with Betis ran until 2026, but he's off, basically. And I think he spent 5 years there, so does that tie in roughly with when? It can't have been. When did Liverpool try to sign him? Hang on, let's put his name in here. Nabil Fekir, Liverpool collapse. Let's see what comes up with that. I don't know when it was. It was a dark moment, said the player when it collapsed, but that's 3 years ago. 3 years ago, so 6 years ago, something like that. Is it that long? Bloody hell. That's gone fast, hasn't it? We talk about these things and time flies. I think that's it, guys. I don't think there's anything else for us to really consider in the papers today. So the reason for the video, of course, just to give you a little update on what's here. I wanted to see if there's anything to do with Chiesa. I really did. I thought there would be something, but it's so funny that they've just suddenly forgot about it. I wanted to tell you about that night deal because obviously it affected that budgetic stuff. But more importantly, Luis Diaz, because they can't make a move for him this week. That's it, guys. All right. So, right, I'm going to crack on. Just made myself a cup of tea. I was getting my room painted today by my mate. He didn't come yesterday because he weren't feeling too well, and he's not been able to come today, unfortunately. You can think again tomorrow because we're going to be busy tomorrow, aren't we? So I'll be live on here this afternoon. Okay, it's approaching 11:45 now, actually, so I'll probably go live soon. Yeah, that's it, guys. Okay, I know it's not a very exciting video, but we do things real around here. We're not going to dramatise and sensationalise and clickbait the fuck out of you. We're just going to tell you what's in the papers. Nothing on Chiesa and Barcelona's interest, and nothing on Luis Diaz. What I will say is, I know you've seen things saying that Barcelona, I've seen a couple of smart-ass comments, on my videos the last couple of days. Not from regulars around here, just people passing through saying, Barcelona never made a formal offer. How can they make a formal offer if they can't fucking sign him? Do you know what I mean? So I don't want this, I think sometimes people think I'm being negative or whatever, and I'm not. This player, I want this player to sign for Liverpool. I want him to pass his medical. I want him to sign for Liverpool. But I don't want it to sound like he rejected someone to get us, because that's how they spin things. Let's just be honest. He wanted to go to Barcelona. They couldn't do the deal because they didn't get the night money. And the lad's been given another opportunity to go to Liverpool. He had to make a decision. He couldn't drag it out any longer, and he's coming to Liverpool. It doesn't bother me that he wanted to go to Barcelona. This is business, right? If he comes to Liverpool and does the business, none of us will give a fuck, right? And I know there's some negative Nancy's, and I get it, and I understand why you're negative, right? I really do. But for the sake of 10 million, this is the sort of thing that we normally moan about. Why haven't we gone for this player for 10 million, 20 million? Klopp wanted him, but they didn't give him it. So I know what he's saying. We still need a number 6. We still need a centre-back. This can't just be our window, buying a goalkeeper for the future and taking a gamble on a cropped player that was previously seriously injured. If he can stay injury-free, if he delivers, he could be potentially an absolutely outstanding signing. If he bombs, if he bombs, 10 million, seriously? Stuart Downing cost 20 million. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so let's not get into that. I'll leave it with you. If you appreciate the video, please give me a thumbs up. Please drop me a comment. And if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, please hit the super thanks button. It's the love heart button under the video, and I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's morning briefing. If you don't see that love heart, or you want to use one of the other methods in the video description to support me, PayPal, Revolut, channel membership, join the newsletter, join us in the chat room. There's loads of ways of supporting me. Leaving a comment is supporting me, right? You know what I mean? So it's all in the video description. Yeah, that would be fantastic. All right, guys, we'll go live soon, I think. I don't know if we've got anything to talk about. I'll have a look at things. I've only just got back. All right, speak to you in a bit.